Today, me and a friend discuss multiple varying topics in Brawlhalla, whether that be from what's meta, what's underrated, to what meta is the worst. And we also have what's the best player in Brawlhalla? What's the second best player? Who in the world do we think is good? Honestly, it's a long video, guys, so grab something to eat, maybe pull up Brawlhalla on the side. Hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, I actually don't know why nobody plays this character, bro.
Yeah, so Ezio's really flipping good. I think these are probably the two most underrated legends in the game.
I mean, think Mako's underrated?
Dude, yeah. I mean, when's the last time you seen somebody play Mako? I think
Bagus is the only player I know that plays Mako.
Exactly.
It's I honestly think it's because of the weapon comp, bro.
I mean,
but she has yo, her Katar kit is nuts though.
Her Katar kit's nuts. Her flipping greatsword kit's nuts. It's crazy, and then you got the stats, which are amazing. Every stance is viable. You can go speed stance. You can even go dex stance. Granted, they're removing that in the next patch. So the dex, if you go 5 dex, you get the Nair combos. So there's reason to go dex stance. You go speed, you get, the 9 speed greatsword and Katars, which is amazing. You go attack stance, which is probably the worst one. You go minus defense, but I mean, hey, you kill earlier. And then defense stance is 7 speed.
And that tech too.
Oh yeah, the greatsword side. You can do it on Katars too. It's just way less good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I ran dex stance when I play her.
Yeah, cause that was at least because side late down late on Katars. Probably when you played her.
But you don't need dex anymore, right?
Yeah, no, you don't need dex. You can play 4 dex. You can play 3 dex. 3 dex feels a little stiff from experience, but it's playable.
And then with Ezio, honestly, it's just the orb, bro. Nobody's just playing orb.
Dude, orb's so underrated. Why is nobody playing flipping orb?
Dude, what's the last orb land win?
Radish, probably, right?
No, land.
Oh, it would probably be Luna with Thor.
Luna with the yeah. That's the last time. And even in 2s, remember when you was playing?
They flipping, what's it called? They buffed Orb and nerfed every other weapon in the game, in that winter patch. I don't know if it was with Tezca or if it was right before Tezca. When they nerfed every weapon in the game. They flipping buffed Orb that patch.
Oh my god, that was a couple patches ago.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, they've only been buffing it since really. Granted, it's getting a slight nerf. I don't think it's gonna matter too much though. It's
it won't matter,
Sarah Drift. Which they won't put on Lance flipping side air though.
But the reason why I think too is because they haven't done anything major to this weapon.
There's no, I think it's really good. I think it's really underrated, but it's it's one of those weapons where it's if you've already got the meta, it's not gonna be that much better than the meta.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know if it's quite worth the risk.
And I always said this too. Sword is just gonna be better than orb in so many.
Super consistent.
But I feel oh my god, with orb, when you feel yourself, it's so fun to play. When you're flowy with it.
Bro, when you're building up damage on orb, dude, it can feel impossible to verse. It can feel like you're a literal god.
Shit, yeah. If you looked at the my bad. I don't know if you looked at the
new patch.
What's those stats that you can see which legend has played the most?
Yeah, I checked that for the Thor video. I saw that Thor was the least played. Thor and then Reno, and it's crazy because Orb is least played twice. Which, to be fair, I came to the conclusion, I think it's probably mostly not even because it's bad or anything, or people think it's bad, or that it's, hard. I think it's the fact that it's, you can choose a sword or you can choose a ball you throw around.
Yeah.
That's kind of just Orb's appeal, though. I mean, it's a fun weapon, it's just, you're throwing around a ball, though.
And 2s also, I've used to love Orb in 2s.
Yeah.
But ever since the meta with like guns, lance, like orb just gets stuffed out. It's too slow. Even though it's like
It feels
And I-
fast. If you miss, it's not problem, right? It's when you flipping like lands, you're flipping Sarah, you can get punished. You can't do anything out of sidelight, because sidelight's like
Yeah.
oddly a slow move to hit and follow up.
yeah,
Like-
and then there's moments in game where Sarah is just too slow.
And it doesn't kill either, so it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for team combos. This weapon is not bad for it at all, but it's like you can get that from a lot of other weapons as well, that a lot more people are used to playing with anyways. So it's like, is it really much of a pro to have flipping orb? When
Yeah,
sword's
and-
low-key just a better version of orb in twos.
It's just so much better than, and guns too. It's just orb is mid in everything. I mean, it's not mid, but
It's super well-rounded. I actually
Yeah,
like
it's
it in
well-
2v1s to a certain extent.
the
Just
2v1
'cause
is
you
so
can-
good.
Yeah, you can fish there. As long as you don't follow up sidelight or anything like that, like, it's not easy to punish exactly. I mean, you get
Mhm.
punished for laning Sarah sometimes, but
But it's crazy, right? Because like,
the end light's not even that bad to hit. Like, a lot of times you're like, oh no, I hit an end light. The orb end light's like fast,
oh yeah, for sure.
so it doesn't punish you as much. I mean, it's probably not your best option.
As a secondary is good,
Yeah.
but as a primary, it's not.
Yeah.
Because you have to play very safe with it. But it's crazy because in twos, and ones is good, but in twos, everybody used to play this shit back in like 2019, 2020. The Thor,
The double Thor meta.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, I remember when Sandstorm pulled out the Fate.
Bruh.
Is that why you played her?
But
Were you like a Sandstorm fan or something?
that's the reason I didn't play Mordex. I didn't want to be a
Oh.
Sandstorm wannabe.
That's the reason why I stopped playing Fate though. Because you played Fate.
Dude. I mean, I got so
Oh my
much
God.
better at Scythe because of it. I was always better than my opponent because I played Fate. But dead honest, she's probably like top 5 most overrated legends.
She is. What's another underrated character? Oh, is this underrated?
Dude, you don't see nobody playing them, bro.
It's only what's his name?
Who hasn't even been in done well in a tournament either.
Yeah, he was at BCX, the one Cody won. No, not the one that
Um,
Cody won.
Well,
But he beat
it's been a
Cody
while.
at one of
I
the
remember he
LANs.
also got like top 3 back when Luna won that one tournament
Yeah.
on the 2 defense. Even granted, there's less reason to be on 2 defense now. They
Yeah.
removed one of the combos and now it works at all dexes, or at least the dex higher. I don't really know, but I don't know what other combos he got. So there still might be other reasons to rock the minus defense.
I've only seen Silly Go. I don't know if you know Silly Gobi.
Silly Gobi.
Yeah, you probably know him.
Yeah.
He's like he's the only player. With
What
respect to
about
him.
Unlama?
Oh, Llama too. That's the only 2 players. But I think this character is like,
It's kind of like Weechabu with flipping Lin Fei. Really
Yeah.
good player picks him up, and then it's like, wow. Because Luna was picking up the Fei for a while.
yeah. But this character, I think this could be like the next. Like they're nerfing the fuck out of Cross these recent patches. I think this dude might be like actually a sleeper pick at twos.
Bro, yeah. Because they don't want everybody to be playing specifically Cross. The only problem is he has the low defense, and a lot of people really value their defense in twos.
Yeah.
You can
makes
get
sense.
4 defense, which, I mean, I've never hated 4 defense, but I know a lot of people are like, if it doesn't have 5 defense, sorry, I can't do it, man.
Yeah, and not talking about a sword too. A sword is crazy.
Dude, and then you can also rock the Snake Eyes skin, and he
Yeah,
actually
pay to
gets
win.
like, yeah, you get so much pay to win. Like his cannonballs are like 10 times harder to dodge. The sword sigs like come out faster.
I'm thinking like this character, like nobody plays him, but I wish people showed off him more in twos. But it's a low defense.
Yeah, this character Moonin, I think Moonin was one of those characters everybody like picked up and then dropped instantly. like after
Yeah.
one tournament. And I mean, we saw Godly play Moonin, but from what I heard, it wasn't like a serious, like I picked Moonin to pick Moonin because Moonin's good. I heard it was because he was just told to play Moonin.
Oh yeah, he was like so dominant at that point.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, we're in a bow meta right now, and Sight's always good. Like, I'm surprised people aren't like trying to like one trick this guy, because bow is like, it was getting ignored for a while. So it's like, this is just a really safe character you could have played throughout the last like 2 years and always been like in the meta, and like not really have to worry about it.
The only player picking him up, you know, Fakey.
Nah.
He's just basically a new pro. I mean, he's been playing for a while, but he's an up and comer. Trick. Yeah, he's up coming, but he's placed well, like top 32, top 16.
Understood.
Oh my god, I can kill you. Oh my god.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, I think something that kind of holds this character back a little bit is the Scythe kit is like, it's good, but it's like,
alright.
Well, I mean, you got like this Sig, and then End Sig is actually pretty good. I think the side Sig's a little hard to use though. It's not nearly as good as some of the other side Sigs.
Yeah.
So it's just like that on its own, and then the book is solid.
The book is really good.
Like you got the side Sig is like heavenly because you have such a big disjoint. D Sig is instant. It's actually just unhealthy.
I don't know if you remember, but Moonin... Wait, no, it was Moonin or Mako. That was when the ranked crew battles came out. That was probably one of the best times in Brawl. I picked up Moonin, and that character was just... On release, was broken.
Dude, I hated that character.
D-Stick was crazy on release.
Dude, I don't know how they released a legend like that, bruh. And, I mean, to be fair, it's funny because like there are more broken legends than Moonin was on release.
Yeah.
Like we have Taya now, and she's not even gonna get completely fixed. Like her main problem is gonna be solved. Granted, nor is Moonin completely solved. Like that character's been needing nerfs for a while, but nobody plays him. So why nerf him?
Yeah, I have him in my S tier. For my tier list.
Yeah, I mean, you got such a good weapon comp. You got, like, literally the perfect stats. Bow, supposedly you get a lot of, like, frames dropped off on your end lag from 5 decks. Like, supposedly, like, if you can feel the difference going from 5 decks to 3 decks. So it's like, while it's not a 3 decks legend, it's 5 decks, but it's like, you feel so much smoother on the bow. And your other stats aren't bad either, and you got 8 speed, so it's like...
Yeah, actually with the dex thing on bow, like... It's just a feel-good thing. I don't know what you get out of it.
Yeah, you don't get any combos or anything from what I know of, but it's like... It is a really noticeable feel-good thing that, like, everybody feels, and it's like, you can feel the difference as well when you verse them as well. Like, sometimes you're like running into a Koji versus, like, a flipping Kaya...
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, the Kaya's got the scarier Sigs and everything, but it's like, it feels impossible to punish the Koji sometimes.
Yeah. But I think Moonin's fine right now. Just nobody plays him.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Reno, though.
Kind of underrated. Reno's also really underrated.
I actually don't think he's good.
He's got, like, the best blaster kit. His orb kit's whatever. But
yeah, I used to say he has the best blaster kit.
He's got what's it called?
But it's really only the Ensig.
Ensig and Side Sig are crazy though. No, Side Sig's crazy.
Yeah, Side Sig is good, but I don't think it's like.
It's probably one of the best Side Sigs there are for the weapon, bruh.
For blasters?
Yeah, it covers that space outside of side light really well. I mean, it's not quite a Vector D-Sig, not a Vector, a Vrax D-Sig on blasters like level of thing, but it's like. You get so much from that. Like, now you apply the pressure outside of there. The D-Sig has, like, barely any end lag either. So it's, like, it's a super good bait, and it also covers stacked. So it's, like... I mean, yes, it's situational, but it's, like... Having a stacked kill confirm on blasters is really good. Not really a confirmed
Yeah.
stat to kill. Like, he's
Yeah,
just got
for-
so much utility versus, like, other characters.
Yeah, for me, Reno, I don't know. It's just
Like, who do you compare to it? Vrax? Vrax only has D-Sig.
I think he's just mid. Like,
Isaiah's... The thing about Reno that makes him mid are these stats are, like, low-key horrendous.
they're really bad.
They're horrendous. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, 5 speed and 5 attack, 6 defense, it's not that bad. You just have to only rock this stance. Otherwise, your
And the-
stats are, like, unplayable.
And with guns and orb
You
specifically.
struggle to kill. So you, like, literally have to rock this stance.
Yeah.
They did show a little bit of love to the orb and sig, which low-key is probably the worst sig on the kit. This sig has
Bad
its
sig?
use because it's like, I don't know, it covers a weird spot, but it's like, every orb character has that same, like, not dead zone, like that same direction of a signature, and they all just cover
Yeah.
it better. So
Yeah,
you're already
I-
avoiding
yeah.
that spot, so you don't even have to play around Reno differently because he's got an N-Sig that covers there. You're just kind of already doing it. So it's like,
Think about it now. He might have the worst orb kit.
I think Dust is better. It's either him or flipping Thor.
Thor
has
is
the
not even
better
that bad.
diagonal. Well, Reno's isn't that bad either because you got the side sig. Reno's a better side sig than Thor's.
They
and
buffed
better
that.
D-Sig.
The
Oh yeah, they did buff it. I didn't really feel too much of a difference.
Yeah.
It's very slight. I mean, you could kind of feel it, so it was like definitely a good change. Because it used to be so stiff before. I mean, like,
Oh no, for sure, yeah.
even then, I feel like you miss that. You're way more likely to get punished than you are this one. Understood?
What do you mean?
Nah, I just, like, miss input.
Oh, ironically, the amount of hate I show to Dusk is crazy.
I think you
He's
put him
actually
so-
one of the most underrated
Underrated.
characters.
Dude, he actually literally has, like, the on pencil and paper, like, the best spear in the game. Maybe, like, contested with, what's it called, Arcadia. But you have a kill confirm on, like, every direction, bruh. So you can kill from directly above you. You can kill from in front of you. You can kill from a diagonal because of downlight. The only problem is that D-Sig. So it's like, if you gave him literally a Mirage D-Sig, my mains would kill from everywhere.
Oh no, that would be wild, yeah.
So
I don't
it's-
think he has the best.
No, but on, like, pencil paper. I mean, in, what's it called? Actual play, you're not actually lining it up perfectly, you know?
Yeah. I
So-
think in twos he might have the best kit.
I just got 3 stocked. Crazy.
In twos he definitely has one of the best spear kits. Like I love that spear and sig.
That spear and sig is so good for team combos. It's so good at the bottom of the flipping screen. So good
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
so nice. You can't
Once-
get punished if you whiff it.
Once they, like, updated that, it's crazy. I remember when Arsuri used to be, like, considered bottom. It's actually crazy.
A Surrey?
Yeah. Dude, people were trash talking Arsuri for some reason, like, right before the Katar meta.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed, like, one small thing about Katars, and then everybody's like, oh, Katars. Like, right before that small change, it was like, low-key, I think Arsuri might be, like, bottom 5. I'm, like, dead honest. Like, I remember seeing, like,
What was the
Phazon
Katar
talk about
changes?
it. I don't remember. It might have literally just been the downlight, the side light, change, where it was, like, you no longer need Dex, or something, maybe.
Yeah. They were slowly buffing the fuck out of it.
Exactly.
Like I remember the Nair change, that was absurd.
Yeah, now they're kind of going back to where they were.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because it's
I
like,
think
I mean, everything around it was also getting nerfed at the same time it was getting buffed.
yeah, that was when the hammer meta was still here. The hammer axe.
Which, to
And
be
then
fair,
the-
I still think it beats Hammer, so it's like,
Yeah, and they were pushing for a new meta
yeah, that is the worst meta in the game.
with the axe meta.
Well, Lance is the worst. Then it's like Axe, Hammer.
Yeah. So what did we talk about now?
We just talked about the most rated legends. I think Jiro's up there as well.
Jiro's for sure.
Yeah, just because you got the best weapon comp and Sig's kill early. I mean, they're not amazing, but
But I actually don't think he's
He's not too
I think his scythe is underrated for sure.
His scythe is underrated. People say he's worse than Fate Scythe, and it's like,
As a character, he's underrated.
yeah, as a character overall, he's underrated. Not as much as some of the other people we talked about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We could transition to what's next. So we were kind of talking about worst metas. Do we just kind of want to continue on that, like low key?
Worst
Like,
meta?
what was the worst meta, bruh?
Oh shit.
Like, low key, that greatsword meta was terrible.
Oh my god.
Wait, was that just because greatsword was that OP, or was that because a greatsword meta is terrible?
I mean, I don't remember.
I think it's because that legend was just that OP. Because
yeah,
you would just hop in ranked, and you would have people getting boosted 500 elo.
Yeah, I remember hopping into rank. I was 2100 at the time, and I played against a greatsword. And I truly did not know what to do against that weapon.
Dude, I remember I was like trying to climb up to diamond. I think I got it maybe the season after that. Like I was like plat somewhere, and I was just like trying to get up to diamond, bro. Dude, the stuff you could do on that old thing, bro. You used to be able to just skate around the clock. Oh my golly, my flipping mouth that across the ground. You could just skate across the ground, bro. Like it was an art. Bro. It was an art. It was a flipping
I
art.
hated it because oh my god. I don't know what it was because I wasn't looking into like the patch notes back then. And I still don't know what the fuck greatsword moves do, like the names and stuff. But I felt like it grabbed so many, like you have to literally match your dodge.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, greatsword is so just something else right now. It's
you
like,
think it's good?
I think it's really good right now. I actually think it's like probably the most underrated weapon. Either that or orb. The thing is though, I don't think the greatsword legends are that good. I think Mako's good, but I just think like
the best.
I mean,
one
Arcadia, Mako. I think Jaehyun's overrated as can be.
Now Jaehyun is. Yeah, Jaehyun's
overrated.
I don't think he's not overrated.
Not overrated as a character, but in comparison to the other greatsword characters, I think he's overrated. Like people will say he's like the best, but it's like
he's not the. It just depends on what you want.
I
like,
mean,
you want
yes,
grounded
you gotta
kill options.
You got a consistent kill confirm, but it's like I don't know. I feel like the Sigs of some of the other legends are just better. They have more utility.
Yeah, but if you want to be optimal with greatsword, I think Jaehyun is like the most optimal one, just because you get that kill confirms and stuff.
He's the most consistent, but I don't know. I feel like greatsword, you already got so much kill power off of Sair, Dare, and recovery, and then you also could just get a read, yoink a kill at flipping like 150 at the end of your combo. So
How about Magyar?
That character's bottom one. Granted, you're making him look like flipping top 5 right now.
I've been playing him a lot, like for no reason.
Yeah, this character, both Greatsword and Hammer, are gonna get buffed. His 6 are gonna get buffed, and he's still gonna be bottom 1. No, he's still gonna be bottom 1. He's still gonna be bottom 1. The Hammer kit is so funny how bad it is.
Yeah, he's not even a real Hammer character.
And then the Greatsword's not even that good. The N-Sig's pretty bad. The side Sig's pretty bad. The D-Sig's alright. The D-Sig's solid. They're actually removing its biggest problem, which actually might help the D-Sig a lot, is the flippin' N-Lag. Like, that Sig has potential to be, like, top 5 Sigs, but it's like, then you look at the flippin' frame data, and you're like, yeah, never mind.
But look at this, though. You could, like, do stuff like this.
Yeah, but gravity cancel it.
I know, it's like...
Dude! They fixed the Zol had his fix to be longer before flipping Magyar came out. Why didn't they just give Magyar the same thing? And why are they not adding it in? Like, it's actually funny. Okay.
Wait, did you die?
I had recovery, but I thought I might dodge. I wouldn't have been able to keep my upwards momentum enough to get back with the dodge after the recovery anyways, so.
But yeah, worst meta has to be the Greatsword meta.
Okay.
Oh my god, you saved me. Yeah, the Greatsword meta was not fun.
The Teros meta was terrible.
I actually don't mind it.
No, it was just because it was like, you get hit 5 times and you flip and die when the weapon's like really good. It was like, that legend is so easy to pick up that it was just like... it rewarded bad players for picking up a good legend. That was easy. It's not like it was like a Scythe one where it's like Scythe takes some brain power, which to be fair, the brain power definitely falls off that is required, but it's like, if you're plat, you're not going to pick up Scythe out of nowhere and suddenly become a flipping demon. You could pick up Taros out of nowhere and gain 300 elo back in those metas, and it was like...
Yeah.
Dude.
I think the hammer meta was probably one of the most annoying ones.
It was like one of the worst, because you could just skate across the ground spamming down late.
And
it was
they're
absurd. Bringing that back.
I don't think hammer is going to be that good still.
I don't know
what
think it's
they're
quite going
buffing.
to be as good as before. They're removing frames.
Delay, right?
Yeah, delay frames. It used to be 4 before they nerfed it. 4 frames of end lag. Now it's gonna be 5. So it's just like.
Oh,
now,
that skin goes hard.
This one.
Oh my god.
It's lucky drip. I did it on accident.
That's fire. But yeah, the hammer meta was not fun.
I don't know.
Actually, no. Think about it now. The axe meta, the axe and hammer was actually so bad.
So terrible. Actually, alrighty.
Nah, like the axe satellite into Sarah, were like.
Oh, back when you could get that true if you hit it close or something, or unjumpable or something. Oh. Dude, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
That was annoying.
And I hated that meta a lot because like I was a Scythe player, so it's just like. Axe being really good. Well, I feel like Axe into Scythe isn't too bad when Axe isn't amazing. When Axe is good, you can really feel the matchup. But it's like, recently I haven't been struggling too much. But it's like they also removed all the flippin' mobility of Axe, which is what made the matchup really hard. Because you would go for a punish on Scythe. And they would just float away.
Yeah.
Or they're so fast, it's like they can just throw out a move and it turns out to be a really good bait.
How about this meta? How do you think about this meta?
This meta is actually really good. We've been in some really good metas other than Boots. Boots was a terrible meta.
I think the Boots meta didn't last long.
I don't know. I still think the weapon's underrated.
The weapons is for sure underrated,
but even then, it's like the characters are so broken. But everyone would just rather pick 2 meta weapons instead of gauntlets or lance. Granted, I guess people would actually probably play Thea if she was tournament legal. I thought she was, but it turns out they actually have to...
So many people have been playing Thea though.
Dude, Dude, you see what I do? It's the weapon is so flipping brain dead.
I played ranked, and I've only played against Theas. It's actually annoying.
That weapon is like, I mean, that character is like one of the most broken characters on released. You say Jaehyun, but that's mostly like his SIGs were really good, but like I don't know if his SIG kit was as good as like Thea's. So it's like,
nah, for sure, no, it's like no competition.
It was mostly the flippin' what's it called that was OP. The flippin' just greatsword being that busted.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think... No, Thea's definitely for sure up there.
She's probably the best. Just the
Nah,
flippin'...
it's still Jaehyun.
No, not best legend. I mean, Jaehyun's obviously, right? But I'm saying, like, if we're talking just base SIG kits, not really how broken the weapons are, she's definitely got the best SIG kit on release. I mean,
sure.
I didn't play when Mordex came out or anything. Or, like, Valor or all that, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see the same thing.
Did you play when Volkov came out?
Nah. I just played when Petra was new. That's when I started the game.
When Volkov came out, his shit was broken. Like, his psych kit was so broken. Oh. What? Oh my god. Which way are you going? How you not dead, bro? Like, oh my god.
Dude, this character's actually about to become so meta.
Yo, please no. I hate Scarlet.
We're actually gonna be entering a Scarlet meta. We're getting
Are they buffing her?
Lance buffs.
Oh yeah.
It's very slight Lance buff. It's an extra frame on downlight, so you're gonna get better dodge reads out of it. Which, to be fair, when this weapon catches 1 dodge, you're at the flippin' magnifying glass. So anything to help them get dodge reads, I do not agree with.
I don't know. Okay, we're done with the meta talk, right?
So what?
Are we done with the meta talk?
I don't know. We
don't
can
know
talk about
what
what's
we're on.
coming up, bruh. Cause
Oh, I want to talk about Lance, bro.
Lance, dude, I'm not gonna lie. The more I play this game, the more I realize Lance is actually just the best weapon in the game, and it's getting buffed.
Dude, and I cannot express my feelings for it in twos.
Oh, just
I played
don't even attack me. Just look at this real quick. Holding forward, holding backwards. This is like a whole dash distance away.
Let me see it again.
Holding forward, holding backwards.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I forgot about that shit.
it's actually so flipping unfair. Like, it actually makes it so hard to punish. Like, I feel like Axe and Gauntlets are the only ones who can actually punish it effectively. Which I feel like are going to indirectly make them meta as well.
Yeah.
Like, low-key, this matchup is getting harder on blasters. Now that people are figuring out the thing. Because your side light doesn't catch... your side light and your down light don't really catch both very effectively. Both sides of the drift. And that's why I think Scythe sucks on that matchup. Because you have to be so precise.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to be so, like, what's it called? As long as you're mixing that up, you can kind of just throw out moves and it'll work.
Yeah.
Like,
the Scythe to Lance matchup is so bad.
Dude, and it's ungimpable too. It's like, it feels terrible on stage, it feels terrible off stage, and you add in the fact that you literally can't gimp the weapon. You have to kill him off the bottom. If you give them sideways, they're getting back.
Like, it feels like it's impossible to punish Sair. Like, when they Sair towards you, and like exhausted recovery, like I don't care, that's impossible to get when they're on site.
Yeah, they need the nerf exhausted recovery. I don't know why that's a thing. They need to get rid of the frame one glitch. This isn't tech, this is a glitch.
I lost to that in rank 2s. Like that. I played against the best, like, Scarlet player in the world, bro.
Yeah.
That dude was pissing me off.
Something that's, like, overlooked as can be because Sandstorm... I want to say this is mostly because of Sandstorm back in 06. Sandstorm said that Greatsword loses to Lance. Like, back, like, after the first nerf on Greatsword or something. Dude. Man's... it was... That's what he said. I think that is completely wrong. I mean, they didn't quite have enough time to, like, workshop the matchup yet. Like, the only matchup practice he would have at the time was Kostelix. Right?
Yeah.
So you can't really workshop a matchup. Dead honest, this is the, like... Oh, wait, if you're playing Lance, let me show off the Greatsword. Because Greatsword punishes, like, Lance so easy. Just the recovery catches, like, both sides of the drift if you line it up pretty well. So it's, like, relatively easy to punish some of that stuff. Your Sair's
we're gonna get
huge.
a Greatsword meta at a Lance?
And Hammer. Yeah. Low-key.
Just imagine. That'd be crazy.
But it's not like every other weapon is getting gutted, though. So it's like... You're
Yeah,
also gonna realize all of these weapons, right, have not seen any playtime recently, other than occasionally the Lance players recently have been, like, showing up. But, like, you gotta get some of the pro players to swap over the weapon. And if nobody's swapping to the weapon and they don't enjoy it, why would they swap? Because you're not gonna learn anything. You're not gonna improve at the game picking up Lance. Like, even as a pro player, I really genuinely think, like, that might be something they think about is, do I want to pick up Lance for this meta? Because, like, it plays so differently than every other weapon. You, like, you have to consider that. Because, like, this could maybe net me a tournament win. But what about next tournament when I suddenly feel like I need my wheelchair back? Like, dead honest. In Greatsword, it also plays differently. Like, a lot of the stuff you learn on Greatsword doesn't carry over to other weapons. So it's like...
I'd say it's similar.
It's less so than Lance, because Lance you can kind of just throw stuff out and it works.
Yeah.
It's... I mean, that's just, like, kind of what I think. And then, like, Hammer... Nobody's played it for a while, so maybe they'll just take a little bit to get back into it. I don't really know. I don't really think that one's going to be slow to pick up if it actually becomes really good. And people decide, you know what, this is meta. I don't think it's going to be one of those weapons where people are like, dude, this weapon's good. Like, bow for a while. Like, everybody was saying bow is really good, but nobody was picking it up. I don't think Hammer's going to be that same way.
Yeah, me too. But I also think one of the good matchups for Lance is Cannon.
Cannon, Delancey, you think Cannon wins? I've heard the opposite from Boomy.
I think Cannon does not like doesn't win the matchup, but the dare is pretty good on it to counter a lot of
dare's really
Lance
good. Your side light, you can kind of 50-50 a dare or a side light if you're kind of just going off a punish. You don't really know which one they're doing, but you do still have to read the drift. Downlight kind of covers both though. Downlight and endlight. Those are two pretty big hit
and
boxes.
twos it does pretty well to Lance. Like if you don't want to play Lance in twos, and your opponent does, I feel like that'll be a nice counter pick. Like Onyx into Lance, and Sidra into Lance is pretty good. But the problem is, you have to play Cannon in a very specific way to counter Lance.
Yeah. That's the problem with Lance, though, is every matchup you play into Lance, you have to play very specifically. I don't really think you can say that about every other weapon. I mean, yes, there are ways you can't play against certain weapons, but, like, when you're versing Lance, you have to play a certain way. Like, if you're not playing a certain way against Lance, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And it's different on every weapon to a certain extent. Oh, that's actually really good.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Lance matchups are so bad.
Like,
I don't think there's any 50-50 against Lance. Either is win or loss.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Yeah.
Low-key, the closest to in between might literally be like Bow.
I think Spear to Lance
downlight.
is not too bad. Spear's probably the closest
Inside
one.
light. Yeah, maybe.
Cause Bow and Spear into Bow. I mean not Spear. No, Lance into Bow is not.
It's not good.
It's pretty
for,
one-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bow gets kind of a little countered there.
That's like
mentioning
one of
about
Bow's two bad
Bow.
matchups. We're getting
We
a
talk about
Bow
Impala
nerf,
now.
a Kaya nerf. I think people are overrating this legend in terms of the fact that they think it's like the holy grail. I think she's really good. I mean, we've been expecting this for a while, and Paula just kind of showed us. But like,
I watched I watched one of the South American sets for twos, and there was 3 Kaya players.
Yeah, like I don't think that the legend's that broken, bruh. I mean, they're gonna be nerfing her, but they're still not nerfing Mordex.
I mean,
no, but the thing is, Mordex has been meta since his release. Like that's what I'm talking about. Kaya pops in the meta for like a tournament, and she instantly gets nerfed out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Like
really
I just kind of funny, to be honest. Like Sandstorm pulled out Fate, I think because like gauntlets were doing kind of bad. Other than that, you seen him on flipping Mordex half the time unless he gets bored. And that's because he gets bored.
I think Kaya's really really.
I think she's really good. I totally agree with her being like top tier. But it's like I don't think she's just that much better than every other legend. I think we still gotta, you know, give Impala some credit because Impala is really good. Like if you look at like tournament sets where Impala's in, he just looks dominant.
Yeah.
Like it's not luck, it's not a legend. If he swapped to a different legend, he will still be good. So it's like
I also think one of the reasons why is because Kaya is one of those characters that counters a lot. If you look in the past, a lot of the new metas are from the old metas and what could counter them. So like that gauntlet meta we had, the scythe meta, just like Kaya, Bow, Spear.
She also has like top 2 Bow.
What are the best Bow? Yeah,
it's top 2. Ember used to be in the picture, which I still kind of disagree with being in the picture compared to Diana and Kaya. But it's like you get a whole different angle because of that end sig, and then the side sig is like actually crazy, and the D sig is debatably the best sig.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's actually crazy because the most important ones are the D sig and the flippin' end sig, and the side sig catches so much. Catches so high. If you gravity cancel it, it catches it low, so you can catch like jumps and what's it called?
It's
stay on grounds.
So good.
Yeah,
they're both so good.
I didn't really think that sig was good until I had people use it against me, and it's like Kai is just one of those legends where it's like, you know, in theory she could be pretty good, but then you don't realize what sigs are actually like busted that you weren't expecting to be busted.
It's the NSYNC for me. Like that NSYNC is just one of, like it flows just so well.
Yeah,
Covers the spot that Bo can't.
exactly. It covers the spot Bo can't, and unlike Diana, it's like Diana's you get a similar hitbox to Flippin' and Light. I mean, it's obviously a fatter hitbox, but it's like you just get a bigger punish. Where this one, it's like, yeah, we just cover a whole new area, so she has more options. Kaya has an option for every situation on Bo. And, I mean, most Bo Legends have a situation for basically everything. But now you have the N-Sig, and now it's like, wow. And now you have your stacked D-Sig. So now it's like, wow, you really do have an option for everything.
Yeah, you do.
And the D-Sig's better, and the D-Sig's better than flipping Diana's because it moves her back. Now there's a disjoint.
So it's a very safe.
Yeah.
Very safe thing.
They're gonna add more N-Lag to it, and then along with the Spear D-Sig, which to be fair, that one does need some.
Dude, that Spear D-Sig is wild. It's literally a catfish sig. Like you think you could punish it? Nope.
And then it's got so little startup. Like slide sigging it is so good as well. I mean, granted, if you miss, you put yourself in a terrible spot, which is the reason why you don't see like pro players doing it much.
I think I've seen. What's his name? Impala talk about tech with the Kaya D-Sig on Spear. I don't know what it is, he never gave it out, but it's some weird like fast fall like dash and you hold the D-Sig and you just slide it or something. It's so weird.
I tried to
but then you basically like your ass touches the wall. It's so funny. He actually won a set off that, where his ass was touching the wall, and there's no way.
Oh, I remember I versed somebody in tournament doing that one time. Like, it's actually flipping crazy.
I don't know how it works, but that shit is crazy. Yeah. Speaking of Impala, though, do you think he's the best right now?
Oh, he's the best right now. I don't think he's. A lot of people compare him to be like the GOAT. He's definitely not the GOAT. We still got Sandstorm. Sandstorm's still the GOAT. I mean, he's even proving it. He's even proving it. He's gotten like second in 2 tournaments recently, right?
Yeah, I think right now though, you talk about GOAT. Sandstorm's
definitely the GOAT. You have that whole entire like backstory. Like he's still got a lot behind him, and then he's still like he's on his comeback. Like
yeah, but I think right now.
Oh.
This whole year and a half, it has to be Impala.
Oh, absolutely. Impala is definitely the best player right now.
I think he's the second best player of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, he plays well flipping lands. Like, he beat flipping Godly, who was winning all over EU, right? And it's just like he was destroying EU, but he wasn't destroying NA, and NA had 2/3 of final 3, so it's like,
yeah, the most recent one he could have won that easily, but the Vector 2 is surprising.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, bro, I genuinely think that's just the best weapon in the game.
Yeah,
and it's getting buffed, so we might be seeing
more Vector players.
more Vector players, some Scarlet players. Luckily, we don't have Lance flipping Greatsword. That would be scary. I mean, we do have Taya, but I feel like a lot of the people playing Lance probably might not abuse her.
Yeah.
Once she gets nerfed, because you'll actually have to learn how to play boots. But I feel like boots are very similar to flipping Lance. They're brain dead. You can just throw out Sarah.
You just bring them diagonals, you can zero to death.
Like you could have ended me there the easy way. Instead, you had to be optimal.
I trolled. I think I could have killed you there. Oh, over here. Yeah, there you go. You're done. The site is so fun, but Impala is definitely
the best player right now.
Unarguably. Luna, I thought he was a GOAT.
The thing is, Luna's been kind of inconsistent.
The same thing as Godly, I think. They're like the same thing. The same player almost.
Yeah, I mean, Luna won a LAN, which Godly didn't. But it's like, I feel like now that there's actually comp, I feel like Luna is not able to do it anymore. Because Luna's comp was flipping Snowy, but we haven't seen anything from Snowy since 06, right?
Yep.
Once Sandstorm left the picture, it was literally Luna and flipping Snowy. Cody
we thought
Travis,
it was.
Cody
we thought
Travis
it was
won
gonna be snowy.
BCX, but you haven't even seen anything from him since BCX.
Yeah, and I thought Java too, and
Java got second in BCX, but like Java's like supposedly he's like crazy wants to win everything. To be fair, his weapon got nerfed, but like I don't know. Comp has been Luna and flipping whoever steps up to the plate, which has been a bunch of random players. But it's like then they stay for one thing, like Stingray, Radish.
Oh, yeah, Stingray.
So it's like,
but yeah, it's just right now. Yeah. You go.
no, I was basically gonna say what you're about to say, probably.
Yeah, it's just every NA player is inconsistent in ones, except for Luna, Stingray, and Impala.
No, Stingray's inconsistent.
Yeah, Stingray, Impala is like in the upper echelon. I think Sandstorm too. They're both in like their
building up his what's it called, consistency, which is
Sandstorm is
always
actually surprisingly like.
I was expecting it to be slower. I was expecting him to come back. I just was not expecting it to be so fast. Because, like, we've already got, like, 2 second-place Sandstorms. Which means he's better than everyone but Impala.
Yeah, I know, but if you watch the Impala sets, it's like... Oh my god. Like, Sandstorm still has it. It's just that... Impala is just that much better than everybody else.
Dude, you could tell just from BCX, bruh. Like, BCX, it was just, like... It was diff.
If you watched the... I don't know if you watched the... Wait, that was BCX, right? If Sandstorm got second?
No, that was the tournament after, right? No, Winter's Sandstorm was playing Arcadia. That's when he got, like, 5th. So it was, like, the tournament after was when Sandstorm did really good. I watched a fair bit of Sandstorm play, that one.
The tournament before... Like, the tournament before the last land.
Are we talking, like...
Not the last land, but
so
the
we're talking
previous
before
one.
DreamHack?
Yeah.
Okay. With the boomy
he
set?
played
Okay, the one before that. Okay.
He played Mordex on Impala, and he played Petska, which I was shocked.
Dude, I actually made a video where the first like line is from that flipping set.
But Sandstorm, like that set was the most entertaining thing I've ever saw.
Low key.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was really entertaining. But like DreamHack Boomy versus Fiend, bro.
Oh my god.
And then you also got like what's it called? Summers when like the last like tournament Sandstorm won, maybe or right before it. When it was Boomy in second place on the Val. It was like Summers 2022, 2021 maybe.
Wait, Boomy was on the Val?
Where Boomy got reverse 3 twice.
What? By who? Sandstorm?
Sandstorm in grand finals.
Wait, why do I not remember this? What the fuck? Was this before like Impala was like the GOAT?
Oh, this was before Sandstorm quit.
Oh.
This was like his second to last tournament win, I think.
Boomy is hilarious, bro.
Boomy.
Like I don't think he's ever gonna win a once tournament, but like.
Dude, it's
he's
crazy
like an entertaining
how he'll
player.
randomly pop off though.
Yeah.
Granted, I think with Sandstorm coming back, we actually might see the return of Boomy as well. Because just from Boomy talking with like about Sandstorm and Twos, where like he full on dropped Snowy after winning tournaments with Snowy, and like they were just the best Twos team. He dropped him for Sandstorm because he's like, dude, I just have way more fun with Sandstorm. I bet you he's sparring the snot out of Sandstorm. He's like, he actually did really good on the Diana. Like the previous tournament, I think he placed 5th, which is pretty good for Boomy anymore. So we might be actually seeing a comeback.
By Boomy and Sandstorm?
Yeah, well,
Boomy?
I mean, in Boomy and ones. I mean, Boomy hasn't been consistent in ones since 06. But I just think Sandstorm being there is actually going to help with that a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm kind of happy with how the pro scene is looking.
Like, low-key, Sandstorm leaving actually, like, helped out a lot.
Yeah, I know. Build
I'm like,
more like.
granted, I'm not gonna lie, 1v1s got so much more boring for a while there.
With Luna being the top player, right?
I mean, yeah, it's not
And
like,
Snowy.
yeah. I mean, there wasn't anything really wrong with how Luna plays. It's just like, we lost some of the hype moments from Boomy and Sandstorm. And Snowy's a terrible pro to watch be good.
Yeah, everybody has like. Right now, the next land is gonna be one of the biggest, bro.
This might be
Every
the best lane.
every land just like.
They're tearing up every time in terms of the player
Yeah.
base. Wait, actually, never mind. The next lane is gonna be terrible, bro. The meta we're gonna be in.
Dude, I'm excited for the next meta.
I'm not.
We've been in this meta for a minute now.
I'm happy with this meta, bro.
They haven't done like huge changes to any weapons. It's like slow, miserable, like
Slow meta shifts.
nerfs.
That's
been
how
like
it should
this-
be, though. The thing is, though, they're actually trying to balance the game now. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of unlike how they were before, where they were just like, okay, we don't want you to be meta no more. Here you go. We're gonna remove the thing that was making you good.
When Hammer got nerfed to a bit like to the abyss, I thought that was the most balanced the game has been.
Dude, yeah, literally. The game's been in and out of being, like, the most balanced it's been in a
Until
while.
everybody hopped on Katars and then just like.
No, I think flipping Katars are relatively balanced. I think this Nair change is actually gonna balance them out, though. I think we're gonna have A tier Katars instead of S tier.
Yeah, I hate Katars being S
Like,
tier.
I don't know. I think you're overrating them, calling them the best weapon. I think they're top 5.
I think they. No, I think it's for sure the best weapon.
I
It's
think
just that every
Lance is
weapon
better.
could be. Every weapon could be played better. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Katars, you're not gonna be winning with Katars as soon as you pick it up. That's not how it works. But I think Katars is the strongest weapon on paper.
I don't know. I think it's good. I think it does everything really well that it's supposed to. But it's like, a lot of weapons have answers to it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not
like,
arguing against that. Yeah.
you got Scythe, you got Bow, both of which are good right now. I mean, I still think it doesn't do good against Lance. I mean, it does fine into Spear. But it's like, I don't know. I think, like, the thing about Katars is you can kind of just outrange it half the time because its attacks are so stubby. I mean, you do gotta be careful of the dodge reads and stuff and how you dodge, but you do that against half the other weapons in the game anyways.
Yeah, I'd say.
The thing is, though, it's like, it doesn't put you in that bad of a position unless you throw your dodge away at a really bad spot off stage or something. But even then, they're still reading you to put you in a worse spot than before.
Yeah.
So it's not like you getting your dodge read and then them taking you off stage is all guaranteed like it is on Lance. They're still reading you off stage to put you off stage in a bad spot, so I don't know.
I'm not arguing against Katars being like I definitely think it's overrated. A lot of people in the community is like, oh, you play Lance, you're like, I mean, you play Katars, you're shit, or like, oh, you play Katars, like your win doesn't count. Like I'm not with that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you just think it's slightly better.
I just think out of all the weapons on paper, that it's the best like damage build-up weapon. Like
I
no
think
doubt
the thing
about
is,
it.
if you just keep it in the air, it's kind of struggles though, like a lot. I mean, you got Dare. Dare is like probably its best move on the kit anymore.
Yeah.
Dare and down lane, and then it's Nair, and now they're finally nerfing Nair.
Yeah, I think it's next to like it's swappable between the top 5 weapons. Scythe is definitely like
Scythe will always be top 5.
yeah, it'll
if not,
never be.
if you ever think Scythe isn't top 5, you are thinking it can swap with anything in top 5.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fundamentally got an advantage against every other weapon.
It does, except for Lance.
Well, it's still got, I guess Lance has drift, so it has as many moves as Scythe does. And it has exhausted recovery, and it has frame 1 tech off the flipping wall already, never mind. Has less moves than flipping Lance.
I also think sighted to bows not.
I don't think it's that bad. I
It's
think
uncomfortable. That's what
it's
it.
not
That's what it is.
comfortable. I actually think that's like 50-50 low key. I know.
Yeah.
I think Sandstorm in his guide says that it's like a winning matchup for bow, but it's like not a terrible matchup. I don't know. I used to think that. I don't know. I'm kind of back on the train of thought where I think it actually is just an even match. I think it's one of the weapons that handles it really well because you can punish flip and down late really well.
So what do you think is the best weapon in the game since you don't like Katars being up there?
Lance. I used to think it was like flipping greatsword because I mean I don't know. I still think that weapon's so crazy. Greatsword or bow maybe is what I used to think.
Mhm. Was that troll or like
what?
Is that troll? Is that like one of your like niche?
No, I'm dead honest. The ground. Do you see what flipping like House of Greatsword was doing by playing mostly grounded on Greatsword?
Oh yeah, that's AIDS.
They didn't play any aerial game, and it has like one of the best aerial kits in the game, if not the best. And like low key, bro, if you're playing so optimal, you're absolutely scaring them out of the skies.
Yeah.
They're gonna be grounded, which if they're grounded, they're more likely to get hit by your stuff. As long as you're not spamming sidelight on Greatsword, because that is like by far probably the most obvious combo starter in the game is Gauntless Greatsword sidelight. It's like really predictable, really obvious, but like the rest of the flipping Greatsword kit is really good other than Endlight. But you have like the greatest combo game on the ground, and they're buffing it now. So what they're gonna do with this new buff, they're lowering the setup of sidelight on Greatsword, so it's gonna set them lower, which means you're gonna get up dodges easier. So it's gonna be so much more consistent to catch up dodges. It might, I don't know about this, it might put them on the ground so that they have to dash or something or jump dodge in order to get an actual dodge. I doubt it's gonna be that low though. But
I'm kind of scared now.
yeah, hopefully it's not a spot dodge read machine. But it's like they say they're gonna put it lower than it already is. But like,
I don't know
see
if you
how
remember.
low that is?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but you were playing. You're on your Mako art, and this is when they nerfed all Petra Sigs.
Oh yeah.
And I was so mad. Like that was probably one of the, like, because I was struggling against your Mako prior. I remember I texted Zach and was like, "Yo, I'm so unmotivated to play now."
I didn't even motivate you to play better.
Just because like they don't touch Petra, right? They barely touch it, and everybody was saying, "Yeah, this character's S tier." No one was playing her. And then like
Radish won a tournament, I think.
Yeah, Radish won, but it's not like everybody pulled out Petra, and then but mainly Godly pulled out Petra, and he was like, "This." I think he's the best Petra. I think Radish is too inconsistent.
Yeah.
But that like actually made me mad. They nerfed like the side sig, and then I remember looking at the greatsword buffs. I was like, "What did they just do to this weapon?"
It's actually unhealthy what they've done to it. I think it was honestly really good back when they buffed Ser. I remember before they buffed Ser, I'm like, dude, I think there's some potential in this weapon because of how good like recovery is. And then they gave me side air, and now side air, honestly, in my opinion, is the flipping best move in the game.
No, the Ser is nuts.
Like
it's like a better sight than air.
This thing has as much startup as hammer side air, but it has no end lag, and it covers a better area. So it's like all your flipping frames are at the start, which was what was good about it before. So I used to, what I used to do with Ser is I used to just jump Ser. I wouldn't move towards you at all because if I moved towards you, it would be more punishable.
Yeah.
But now I can kind of move towards you. As long as I don't like dash jump it, this is really safe to just throw out. So you do that, and then you get so much, like if they try to punish you, you can just recovery like that. You're really used to it by now, so you kind of have that matchup down. But if I do this, I've got other options too. I don't have to recovery every time, which is something I've been doing a lot. It's like, you can just do that into a side light. You can get it falling is best, not really a rising side air. You get like a falling one where you don't quite touch the ground and get a grounded one.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, I do this all the time.
It's annoying. The Nair spams are egregious too.
Yeah, the Nair's really good. Like, the aerial kit is so unholy.
But I think the reason why a lot of people don't pick it up is because it plays differently.
It plays differently. You have to learn the game again, and it's like it's a huge time commitment. And then let's say you do win on it, suddenly they'll probably just nerf the weapon again. And then it's like, oh, I guess we gave this too much. And it's like, to be fair, they have for the last like 5 patches.
And yeah, it really confuses me that like nobody plays that weapon.
Yeah, it's because it plays differently. So I think that's gonna be meta simply because it counters Lance. Granted, I don't know. I don't think anybody's gonna lab out that matchup because that matchup.
Lance into
Yeah.
into
I don't know if it's because I play high speed Mako or not that I think that matchup is good. But
what were we talking about?
I never got on. Yeah, I think Greatsword is really good. I think it's potential to be the best, but I don't know. I think Lance is. The thing about Greatsword is you got a really good aerial kit and you have a really good ground combo game. The thing about Lance is you get a really good combo game off your aerials and they put you in such a bad spot. Like,
yeah,
that's the biggest problem. You get hit by one Lance move and you're in the magnifying glass.
I think I actually like Greatsword as a weapon. It's so fun. But I just think the problem with it is it's just like it's very you have to
be on.
if you one trick Greatsword, like you truly do not know how to play it.
I feel like I learned nothing when I picked this legend up.
Yeah.
Because I mean you learn how to abuse stuff. It's a very similar situation as Lance right now. Is you learn how to abuse it. Oh my gosh, I love this dash jump reverse into that. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
That's fire.
And
then on top of that, there's also the people don't want to one trick it because it plays so differently, and people don't want to hop on to it because it takes like you have to actually like lab it out.
Yeah.
Even though it's so broken, like to be optimal with Greatsword is pretty hard.
Yeah, I do think it definitely helps to have higher speed. I think it's the weapon that benefits the most from higher speed, just because it makes your aerials safer than they already are. So now you can really just throw them out. Like that's the thing when playing like Magyar or Arcadia, is like I feel like I have to play more grounded, like because I have to play more grounded, not because I want to play more grounded. It's because I have to play more grounded. So you can't really scare them out of the skies as well if you're scared to be in the air throwing out your light attacks.
Alright, let me ask you this. This is off topic, but if you had like a dream character, like you got any 2 weapons, make your stats.
Well, my dream flipping what's it called character is probably not ever gonna exist. I wanted a 10 speed, either Scythe Katars or Cannon. I've been more on the guitar vibe lately, and my Cannon sucks, but I love Cannon so much. I have so much fun with Cannon that I totally learn it. It's just like I don't vibe with any of the characters too much to actually play them. So please give us more Cannon Legends. But dude, so let's just go with Scythe Katars. Oh my gosh, if we could get some like it would be basically Mako stats actually. I actually think that's like the perfect stat set. Then you take away a dex for the
Let's play one more.
Yeah, you take away the dex for one more speed. Like look at these stats right now. One sec, let me move me real quick so that way they can see me. Like if you just take away one of those dex points and put it on speed, that is like the most unholy flippin' stat set to ever like be in this game.
Okay, how about this? If you were to fix your main, what would you do to the character?
Fix my main? I guess I'll just say Fate, because I'd love to actually be able to play Fate and have fun, but it's like it's not fun when I can't do anything fun with her because she doesn't have anything fun I can do other than charge side sig on ledge and use it as a bait into downlight. Well, first of all, the orb, I'm not gonna touch anything on that. I mean, I do think that there are some like things that are not the greatest about it, but it's like that's also what makes it a legend. If everything was amazing about the orb, then it would be like unholy. I think it's perfectly fine where it's at, but it could get more unholy.
I think her hit is perfect for
Brawl.
For orb. Like
I mean,
her side sig has that active.
I think
the D-Sig is really good.
Well, the thing is, it's like it's a very similar hitbox to what's it called? Side light. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'd like a little bit of a utility. That's the one thing I like about Ezio's desig is that it's like you get utility, or Petra's desig, right? Where you get that utility off stage where now it's like, oh, I gotta be aware of this. It's not exactly a sig you can just throw out or punish with like hers is, but it's got that utility where she doesn't really have too much utility. She's just got sigs that are punish, or you know, you kind of use on like a read.
Yeah, I can agree on that.
But yeah, the scythe kit, that thing needs some fixing.
No, that I think the only good that D-Sig is. Oh my god, I forgot that sig existed.
That's like the worst sig in the game right now. I think it was debatably worse than Vector desig as well.
It's just the worst Petra D-Sig, and like Daya came out, bro, like with her teleporting D-Sig.
Yeah,
it's like,
dude,
damn. That
really
shit blows Petra out the water.
You did my girl dirty. Petra's is, you still don't use hers enough. You can get through like
no, hers is good. Like that's just
an old girl flipping like D-Sig charge up on lanes. You can totally just like teleport through that and punish.
No, the Petra D-Sig is good. I just don't like it personally, but it's really good. Like I want to like use it more.
Yeah. But yeah, so for Fate, you just I don't know what they need to do to that signature, but they need to do something. So let's say we keep the side sig alone. I mean, I think that sig could maybe have a better charge time for the ranged version, because right now she's like one of only 2 Scythe Legends that don't have like a horizontal ranged side sig. Her and Artemis. But Artemis has like so much flipping like lack of band lag on all of his sigs that it like really makes up for it. She could totally use like some range there, but it doesn't have to be instant. It does not have to be instant, but it's like you have to charge that up for so long in order to get a far read. Your D-Sig doesn't catch far either because it's useless. So just completely get rid of the D-Sig, maybe have it catch something outside of, you know, a downlight's range. I don't really know what I would do for it, because I've tried like workshopping some things. I was thinking like maybe like the Star Fury from flipping Terraria, where it just like throws a star down from the sky. But I'm like, I don't know whether that would be really good or really inconsistent. The N-Sig needs to get thicker and last longer.
Yeah.
Or just be the tree the whole time. Like, I don't even care.
Actually,
if you made
the one thing I would change about the D-Sig, I would I mean not Petra, Fate.
Yeah.
Is, you know how Moonin D-Sig works?
Yeah.
I'm thinking something sort of the lines like that. Obviously something different.
Well, yeah.
But I think he has one of the best designed D-Sigs.
That D-Sig is so fun too. Yeah. We got enough for another game. We got plenty to talk about still.
Alright.
Like, I would actually love a retreating sig on her. Even if that kind of gets rid of the, what's it called, the past the downlight I was talking about. It's better than what she has, and it kind of makes her kit unique. Yeah. It does take a little bit of the uniqueness away from what's his face, but at least she gets some utility there. And then if we fix the N-Sig, she would actually have some utility in her sigs. I don't even think she would be broken if you add those, simply because her side sig, it was like, dude, that sig's really good. It covers a downlight. Really good. It covers a downlight. I mean, yes, it's a killing downlight, but it's like you don't gain any utility from the flipping side sig. You just gain the ability to kill at the same spot of a downlight, which they're already avoiding. So it's like
I didn't even realize that.
Like, dead honest, like, look at this. It's actually stupid.
I didn't realize that. Yeah,
it's the same hitbox. It just lasts a little longer, and it might have like a wee bit lower hitbox. It's like stupid. And then the N-Sig doesn't have a hitbox until it hits the top.
Oh my god, that N-Sig is atrocious.
That thing is so terrible. Like, that thing, in theory, like, it looks good, but then you look at it and it's like, wow, it's really not. Because you're like, wow, a whole vertical wall in front of you? Other than the fact the wall doesn't exist for... It's like 1 or 2 frames. And let's just say it's like 2 frames, right? Is how long each of those vertical boxes last. That's, in a 60-frame game, 2 frames... That is 1/30th of a second I have to predict where you're going to be in a game full of movement options.
It's just the worst, like, Dusk N-Sig on Orb.
The way I compare it is, it's like a worst Nyx N-Sig. Because instead of just popping up there being nice and quick, you have the whole time up there. Because the only usable hitbox is the top. And it's a smaller hitbox. It takes longer to get there. It has more end lag. It
it's
lasts
not that
maybe a
good.
wee bit longer up top. I don't really know. I never checked those out, but like that's the one like hitbox that lasts. So I'm like, you either make those like things last longer or something. The up
Or
thing,
ooh,
you could
is
just
there
speed it
any
up.
scythe N6 that spike? No, right?
Wait, no, that could be really
Yeah.
fun.
That would be
Wait,
a cool
oh, I just
concept
threw it
for
with the orb.
her.
Imagine the orb and sig, right? But it like kind of catches them and throws them down. I mean, don't make the hitbox
Oh.
as insane, but just like that type of vibe, right?
Mhm.
Where it doesn't throw them directly down, but it throws them like diagonal down, kind of like a scythe there. Like maybe it like catches them and then she turns it into a scythe there almost.
Yeah, but you know how like like an Ezio Ensig or like what's that other character? Fuck. That spikes down.
Tezuka. I was thinking kind of
It's
like
similar
the base.
to, yeah, similar to like that.
So you give it like
Wait.
that similar shape, right? And then it kind of
Yeah.
sends down. But I don't need it to be like that crazy though. But
Mhm.
her orb, she's so movable. Like she moves so much with her orb sigs. Like look at these. Like something like when I was talking about Ada, it's like I really liked how, you know, if we could keep like the kind of like a movement, because she like loves moving with her orb sigs. But it's really weird because she doesn't do nearly as much of it with her scythe. When she's holding her scythe, she's like really still. It's like she gets like lazy.
Wait, yeah, that'd be actually sick.
So I'm like, if you could give something where she puts a little more like movement on her, I guess it'd be really cool. But it also could be more of a, my orb is a short range weapon and my scythe is a long range weapon. They could be trying to go with that type of vibe. She doesn't need to move because it covers more of a distance and she needs to kind of cut the distance down from the orb maybe.
Mhm. But I like the Reno. That was like Reno Orb Ensig.
Oh,
Where
where
it
it's just
spikes
like it doesn't spike too much, but it does just a little bit.
And also another cool concept is Ezio Desig on sword.
Funny thing was, I was
Imagine
literally
that
doing
on
the same way.
scythe.
That would be maybe too good though. But at the same time, it's like she doesn't really have any good kill confirms. She has high attack scythe, so you could kind of like use that, and it wouldn't be too OP because you can't really turn it into a kill confirm. I mean, granted, you can turn it into a dodge read or something, but if you could do something like that, where maybe it catches like somewhere above her.
Yeah,
That would
but
be
no, I
really
think
fun.
that actually make it really OP. If like, let's say in a world where you switch Scythe Desig on
Oh
on
yeah, the
Fate
D-Sig.
to fucking Ezio Desig on sword.
But I don't know. I still think that Sig's really hard to hit though.
It's really hard to hit, but imagine off stage.
Oh golly.
Like you have so many options off stage on top of having that Desig. It'll be nuts if they like do something like that, because I love unique sigs. That's like one of the few sigs that like aren't like any other
Yeah,
sigs in the
I'd
game.
love a combo sig for her, honestly, on that scythe. Where maybe you put something like above her head, though, where it's like, it doesn't spike them to the ground and kind of do that, but it's like a light attack almost. It doesn't exactly have to have like a frame data like crazy, but I don't know, that could be really interesting. But the thing is,
That would be
like,
really sick,
anything
yeah.
really that just gives her more utility than she already has would be crazy, because you get nothing from her scythe. You're playing scythe for scythe. You're killing with scythe. You're doing everything with scythe, and occasionally clicking side sig. If you click N sig, you're throwing. If you click D sig, you're not a human. Granted,
That
they
D-Sig
did buff
is-
it. They did buff it, and I've been
But,
hit by it like a total of 2 times since that patch. So
It's a terrible buff, though. It's just terrible.
it's startup, which is what the biggest problem is. Like, I don't care too much about end lag on some on SIGs. I mean, granted, that can make a SIG way worse than it is, but it's gotta have the startup in order for it to actually be good. The problem is that thing has neither. So
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
that was good. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys want another one, comment down below so that way we actually know whether to do these or not, because I don't know how many of you guys are actually gonna make it here. So yeah, let us know if you want some more of these, because these aren't too hard to do, so you can just find some random topics to talk about and then turn it into a video. So yeah, thank you guys.